It's an auto XY.
So I just do this.
Well, it's not moving anywhere, but we're waiting for it to catch up anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's not in altitude right now.
Yeah,
Which
when
is
it's
probably kind of sketchy. I don't know. We could try it and see.
either way.
So we're getting confirmation on the science chat that we don't need to sample at any seeps. We'll just make a note of where they are.
Oh, is that a snailfish? Hey.
I don't see it. Oh, I do. Yeah.
Just came and floated up in front of the camera. That was awesome. They're such a pretty color.
Mm.
We've also now just identified that you both have different delays, so that's good to know.
Yeah.
You're definitely seeing things before me, Lizzie.
That's interesting. I'm on Wi-Fi because I could not connect to the hardwired internet in my office today.
What?
I was hoping to be plugged in.
It's just the auto altitude's kind of hunting around.
Ship moves underway.
So you can just go all manual. You're on your own.
Got it.
So this is a
Those more clear.
somewhat shallow dive relative to Hurricane Arc's depth capabilities. We're at roughly 580 meters
A little bit.
in the Southern California area.
I
Channel
hear
Island
somebody.
He's
National
driving.
Sanctuary.
He's driving.
They're driving. I can't hear him though.
Oh, he can't hear you.
Oh.
So. Oh, I see why. I can't believe it though. I'm zooming in on Herc or Argus. Herc. I'll take the Argus zooms from Bob.
Or push in more.
Maybe some more clam pieces, clam shells.
Going in some more.
Actually. All right, let's come
Yeah,
live.
we have a few more claims.
You have to catch up.
Yeah, and had to.
There's some.
Will you come up on
some more
Argus a little
terrain
bit too?
Come
Oh
up.
boy, how exciting.
Yeah, not too much. Just.
Paul, don't forget I'm in junk zoom mode now. Then just past the junk.
Yeah, we gotta come back.
You just need to zip ahead, I think.
Yeah.
It's not zip and stretch.
Yeah, I'm happy to cover some ground.
Oh, what's that? Really bizarre mud formation. Is it mud or rock?
Yeah.
You need to go back a little bit.
Some white mat too.
If you go back, you're gonna Yeah. You don't want to go back. Don't go back.
Oh, and it looks like we might have some more bacterial mass.
Discourage the back thing.
Yep.
Copy that.
Some shell hash, bits of sponge.
You also got to watch out because you got the slopes like there, so any lateral will kick it up, you know?
Yeah.
This slope is more vertical, isn't it?
Yeah, we're coming
we're
back up on Argus again.
Is the line on the
Here we
seafloor?
go.
Or kelp? It's a little bit like line, but
I wouldn't be
very-
surprised if it was seagrass. We're pretty shallow, and we're right on the shelf, or excuse me, on the slope before the shelf, and Anacapa has healthy kelp beds as well as eelgrass meadows.
you need to lateral over that a ways.
Yeah.
So we're definitely going more upslope here.
Okay.
There's a lot more shell material.
Yeah.
Yeah, and AI should be closer to the top where it will level out a little bit more before continuing to ascend. I'm guessing. Yeah, we have these shelfy kind of hardened mud features almost.
I wonder if it's a little bit of carbonate.
Yeah, it looks carbonate.
Yeah. Oh, that chunk definitely looks carbonate.
Bit of a little
All right, yeah, a little bit of hard power.
ledge there on the left.
And we're still quite close
Oh,
there.
those-
So is this all matte here or what?
Those are not
I
insignificant.
think it
Yeah.
is.
No, yeah.
I
A
got
lot
it,
of
I
lot
got
of
it.
seeping going on here.
You can get
Was-
closer to the bottom.
There we
though.
go.
Alright.
Was that
Pretty
known
high.
from this site previously?
We have seen them before, but it was more on the flat terrain we were on before. I mean, it could have been on slope. Yeah, there's some in the areas like this, south of Santa Cruz and south of Anacapa.
Stop.
Bridge nav.
Some crabs here.
It's always worth having a look around, seeing if there are any corals or sponges that are associated with the seeps as well. You know, we've tended to
Mhm.
see heteropolypus, the soft coral.
Is this something we want to take more of a look at?
We've
Or
stopped the
keep-
ship, so we have time for it.
Yeah, I think we can do a quick look around, see if there's anything.
There, I see a
Noteworthy?
some kind of coral right here.
Oh yeah.
On that bottom, yeah, it looks like a red stalk.
Yeah.
And we have on the science chat someone weighing in the claims from earlier from that first seep look like, forgive me for butchering this, lucinoma or leuconoma, lucinids, rather than vesicomyids? Vesicomyids? Vesicomyids.
Vesicomids.
Okay, let's zoom in a little bit.
Okay, so does look like a coral.
Is that a Swiftia stick? Potentially, or do we think? I see polyps. It could be a Swiftia.
Yeah.
So I believe that's one that we have quite a lot of samples of already.
Mm-hmm.
So would not
Alright,
not be a
wide.
sampling target.
Okay, yeah. But it's our first coral of the dive.
Yep.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Or seagrass blades. What is casting a shadow?
This rock.
Oh, a ledge.
Over down there.
Yeah.
With more Swiftia corals. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna starfish. Would these structures still be carbonate, do you guys? I'm not good with my geology.
Carbonate layers coming through on the science chat. Look at this mat here. See the bacteria wafting in the currents.
Yes, that's cool.
You want to look at that yellow sponge on the rock face there?
The one right kind of near the
Right,
lasers.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a,
The little patches?
yeah, do you want to look at that or pass?
Sure, yes please.
Sure.
So So we are in the Channel Islands National Marine Sanctuary, and we're headed up slope on the slope area south of Anacapa Island. And this is a location in the Channel Islands where we are not in any protected area other than the sanctuary itself. And so we can
Get
do
close over
some
here.
responsible
yeah.
collecting when and where we see fit.
Hold on 1 second. I'm going to come around a little bit.
Yeah, we just noticed some more stringy bits of bacterial mat on the rock face as well.
Does Herc have is Herc equipped with a methane sensor currently?
Can you repeat that, Science?
Oh, like a methane sniffer?
Mm-hmm.
They don't have that sensor on.
Yeah,
This
drift
dive.
right back into the rocket.
Yeah.
In the past, we've used the mappers for
Yeah.
yeah, but not this year.
All right, can we zoom in a bit, Al? Let's see.
Let's see if it's sponge or if it's rock.
Might be encrusting, kind of a sponge. Nice zoom.
Pretty thinly encrusting. If it, yeah. If it is, or I'm even curious if it might just be more bacteria. Interesting. Thank you for the zoom.
All right, let's come wide.
Great.
Yeah, any kind of ledges is a great place to look for sponges. They really, a lot of species will tend to settle on vertical or inclined overhanging surfaces that any spot that's sediment free that their larvae can find a little point to attach.
And Abby, why are you looking for sponges or looking to collect them?
So this particular dive kind of comes in a long line of cruises that we've been doing off the west coast for the past couple of years to try and inventory and characterize some of these deep sea taxa. The corals and particularly sponges, we know that there are undescribed species, so it's part of an ongoing effort to collect some of these new species and then also take samples of some where we have kind of preliminary identifications from one location, but we also think they might be more widespread. So to get a better idea of the distributions of these corals and sponges up and down the west coast. So we're kind of adding to these collections. The Nautilus and Hercules has really outstanding capacity to take targeted collections, and this is, I think, the last time they're going to be off the west coast for a little while, so it's really a really good opportunity to take advantage of that and try and increase our knowledge of the species of the west coast.
All right, are we ready
Wonderful.
to continue on this heading for a bit?
Yeah, Science. Do we want to keep looking around here or continue on towards waypoint AI?
I think we can continue to AI. We might encounter some more of this similar kind of habitat, but I'm happy to continue on.
And same heading?
Yeah, we can continue.
Roger.
We can continue upslope until we get to the same depth contour as AI, and then we can follow that along until we get to that waypoint too.
Sounds great. We'll move slightly northeast then to get up to that contour. Bridge nav. 50 meters at 075.
So if you're just joining us, my name is Lizzie Duncan, and I work for the Channel Islands National Marine Sanctuary, which is where we're diving today. Everyone who's online and is happy to introduce themselves, why don't we go around the table and say who we are and what we're doing, so everyone has a chance to talk to us.
Okay, I'll start. This is Al Santos, video engineer for the 8 to 12.
Thanks, Al.
This is Paul Glick, the Argus pilot, but currently flying Hercules.
And this
Switching it
Bob
up.
Water. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, switching it up, the two ROVs.
Yeah. Giving Paul some stick time.
And who are you?
Oh, sorry. And I'm Bob Waters. I'm the ROV lead on this cruise and typically sit in the Herc seat.
And
Currently driving the winch.
and Samantha Wishnak, navigator. Back row.
Yeah, in the back row, I'm Steve Oskovich. I'm in the data logger seat, recording all our observations and samples.
Then Chad King from Monterey Bay National Marine Sanctuary, chief scientist for the this current cruise, but we couldn't dive up in Monterey Sanctuary, so our colleagues down south are diving here off of Anacapa.
We got to kidnap Chad.
That's right. There's nowhere I could
We're
go.
taking him hostage. Yeah.
Although we were off
Captive
Avalon
audience.
yesterday, it wasn't too far of a swim. I was considering it.
We wondered where you went for a bit.
It's probably easier to take the ferry, though.
Yeah. Ship move
Those
underway.
look like eel
Some
pouts.
eel pouts. Yep,
Yeah, okay, good. Thanks, Abby.
definitely.
Lisa Woonig said we Chad napped him.
First I've heard that term, Lisa. I like it. Although I think I'll take a Chad nap later today.
Reclaiming the phrase for your own.
You might be able to find a sunny spot on the deck somewhere. It's going to be a hot one here locally. We're going to be in the middle of a heat wave this week.
Sam, have we gone 100 meters yet from the last transect?
Yes, we've gone 200 meters, or about 160, and we'll be about 200 by the time we complete the ship move.
Right. So,
Yeah, I would be happy to do another transect as we move to AI.
Roger. The ship move will be complete in 25 meters, and then we can start a transect from there.
Perfect.
yeah, we
Coming
can look
across
around and see
some-
if we... More bacterial map by the look of it.
Mm-hmm.
Dover Soul.
Okay, let's zoom in.
Plastic bag.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Ooh.
Oh,
What
look
it
at
is?
that. Looks, could be. Or some kind of bag. Trash.
Okay, let's come back wide.
Yep, we have some enthusiastic support for another transect from Tom, especially now that we're coming across some hard substrate.
Now let's zoom in here.
Is that looks like some seaweed over there to the right.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Okay,
Science,
let's
we
zoom
could
out.
start a transect from here if you'd like. I can stop the ship and we can,
You want that seaweed?
and if you want
Can
to
we
see,
zoom in on the seaweed first?
Yeah. Okay, let's zoom in.
Yeah, why don't can we slurp that
Yep.
All right, let's come wide.
since it's a little bit smaller? Because then we can stop the ship, slurp, and then
Just
set ourselves
get
up for the
there
next
so you can see
transect.
the front,
Roger. Ship's holding
and
position.
then plant that sucker right there.
It looks pretty brambly. I don't know if that'll slurp really well.
And then drive into the slope a little bit.
Is that good?
I think so.
Can try.
We're going for slurp on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. That's the way she requested it. Because she'll also filter the water that you get within the chamber for microplastics as well.
I'm gonna run the flush.
Can you pan down a little bit? Oops, don't run flush now.
So is this jar number 7? Oh, I can rerun flush.
Yeah, sorry.
No problem. Oh, let me run.
Well, I'm going to suck up a bunch of dirt anyway, so.
Okay, well, let me get on a...
So maybe better to clip some off with the manip and then stick it into the front of the slurp. You know what I'm saying? If I can get this out of the dirt.
Okay, we're on sample jar 1.
Jar 1, Roger.
It's been dry.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty stiff, really. We don't have the cutters on here, so we can't chop it up into little pieces.
I'm worried about it getting stuck in the hose and then like...
Yeah, well, that's why I wanted to get a piece of it instead of a... But you want to just grab it, it's whole and it's pretty solid. We could just stick it in the box. Right?
Yeah, that would be fine with me, or if we just wanted to find a different piece that we could slurp, that would be fine with me too. Later. I wouldn't want it to get stuck.
Yeah, so better to stick it in the box. We can put it in a little box on the starboard side.
Yeah, I think a little box would be fine, and
okay. Oops.
That won't be confused with a sponge or a coral.
Okay, coming around for sample view. I'm gonna have to change the camera.
Put it wherever you want in the little boxes.
Ready for
Yep, ready. Okay.
Could I just check on the sample number for this one? Is this the first sample of NA123, or are we still on 122?
We're still on 122, so this is going to be sample 045. We don't roll over until Friday formally.
Sorry.
Got it.
All right. Close that.
That went into box
a C?
C, right?
Yeah.
Avalanche.
All right.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Anything else we want to do here, science?
I'm going to
So
say no. I
Lizzie,
say let's
Will you come line
prioritize the
out?
transect. Sorry, what's that, Abby?
I was saying I've just seen where I'd seen the collect the shell hash, and it's actually on the dive data recovery report down as one of the objectives.
No, I'm just trying
But
to
Oh
get
yeah, the
myself
shell
centered again.
hash.
that could just be generic for every dive.
Yes, I think the Daniel from the Santa Barbara Natural History Museum is looking for across a variety of depths. So 1 to
So
2
we're done here,
per
right?
dive.
Yeah, you can,
And we have reference photos for the shell hash too. So, and I haven't seen anything that's quite looked like that yet.
Okay, thanks for clarifying that.
So I need to lateral over a bit.
yeah, just, yeah. We'll drive your heading, the 060 or whatever it was. 70?
7.5.
75.
We'll let you catch up a bit. Science, for this transect, we're looking at 200 meters, and would you like to go kind of straight towards AI or take a different route?
Straight towards AI is fine. Make it simple. Unless Tom thinks that we should go upslope, if he has any preference. He's in the science chat, but I'll give him a few seconds. Otherwise, no preference. Yeah, so we'll head straight towards AI.
Straight towards AI, roger. Bridge nav?
Yeah, I still need to book it a little bit to get out in front.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
You want me to pause for the ship move?
I don't know. It's up to Paul.
No, it'll take a minute for the move to come in. I'm almost in frame. I think Argus needs to come up a little bit though. I just descended a good amount.
Roger.
Yeah, you can call in the move.
Bridge nav? .200 meters, bearing 085.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. We just wrap it all in electrical tape.
No, I think we need to ground the box.
That's a better solution.
I can still wrap it in electrical tape.
Just a handle?
Yeah, I'll just use 2 different colors, make it look nice.
Oh, yeah. This is kind of worrisome, really.
Ship move has
I
started.
need to look into that.
I'm glad I'm not touching it.
Yeah, I'm kind of tempted to get a meter after watch and go see what it is.
Steve, you want to start here?
Yeah, I think as long as we're moving steady, at a steady rate, I think we can start here.
Roger. And 085 is the heading, Paul.
Okay. Let me come around to
Transect
that.
2B.
Is this another transect? Yes.
Yep, 200 meters.
So we're now in a habitat that's a bit more rugose than where we started. We're now at about 550 meters water depth south of Anacapa, and we're starting to head up slope and seeing some rockier terrain. And we started a transect which is a standardized way to quantify what we're seeing on the bottom of the seafloor when we go back to watch the video and annotate later after the fact. We have video analysts that will be counting and sizing fish, corals, and sponges and noting other interesting things that we see. So if we come across human impacts like pollution and those types of things, those will be noted. But it's a way that we take information and data and observations, and then because it's standardized, when we do similar transects from other sites across the West Coast, like we have, they're more directly comparable. So we try to cover the same amount of ground in the same time. Was that a smooth? Oh gosh, I don't know my sharks. Cat shark? That was not a cat shark. Cat sharks are more gray. Oh, it is a cat shark. Oh, hi, Di. I can hear you.
We missed you. Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Yeah. And we knew, I mean, this is our first dive with some of the NA123 crew. And so as we're trying to lead this dive remotely, we will be going through some troubleshooting with our mics since we're all in our respective offices and homes. We're doing the best we can to bring this footage to you live with some science commentary. So we expect hiccups along the way, but so far everything overall has been working out very nicely.
And unfortunately, we still can't hear Di here in the van.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's having issues with her laptop recognizing her headset when she plugs it in.
Okay.
And so that's why we were hearing her
Now
from her
I'm
computer's
back.
microphone.
Can everyone hear me? Now I'm back.
We can hear you in the van.
We can.
Okay,
Yep.
great. Sorry about that. Kurt went through some troubleshooting with me, and it seems that my laptop is not recognizing the mic that's on my headset. So I'm going to be very careful and mute in between speaking because what you're hearing, as you thought, was me talking through the mic on the laptop, not my headset. But I can hear you through my headset, so that's where I'm at.
Roger, making it work.
Thank you, Di. Paul, I sense
And
a
we're
zoom
on
coming.
another transect, I take it?
Yes.
Good job.
We're about 50 meters into a 200-meter transect. And if you see high pack, you can see the red ring that is around the ship right now. That's our 200 meters. So as we get closer, you can see how close we are to finishing this transect.
Thanks for that.
We have Tom in the chat saying, where'd all the rocks go now that we're on transect?
They knew we were starting it.
I know.
Typical.
Typical rocks.
Well, most of the seafloor is soft sediment.
Yeah, the contours were much closer together where we took that last sample and started the transect, and now they're starting to widen a bit as we go east.
Yeah, AI should flatten out quite a bit. Waypoint.
Some kelp there?
I don't think so.
No?
Oh wait, could that be?
Feature.
Getting a
The
glimpse
ridge.
of some feature. It's interesting. I wonder how this would show up on backscatter. Is carbonate very hard? Would it have a hard return, or would we be seeing mostly the sediment?
Do you have that layer or not?
Yeah, I'm looking for that right now.
You just slapped me in the head.
I wish we'd started this heading, or this transect, with a slightly different heading and then strafed along.
It's hard when you're like side into the slope.
Yeah.
It's that steep. It's like you end up dragging the side of the vehicle in the mud.
Exactly. The front left corner is about as low as I can go, but then the camera is still a little bit far away, so.
Duly noted.
Okay. Yeah, noted for next time.
Yeah.
Well, it's just Herc's heading. I could have strafed sideways, I think.
Ah, okay.
But
we're committed now.
Yeah, once we start the transect.
Yeah.
What's that, guy?
My HiPAX screen says this video playing in picture mode. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Can you close out of it and refresh, maybe?
That's what I'll try.
We're seeing some diversity. We have eel pout, thorny head, and we've got some crabs. Oh, do we see line? Is this a line? This looks like line.
Yeah, that's definitely line.
Oh, curly line. Huh.
More thorny heads.
I'm sorry, I'm looking around.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's like onyphor potentially, the orange. Maybe. And a little bit more rugosity. More texture to the C4. Word of the day.
That looks like some kelp there on the left-hand side.
Yeah, that looks like kelp as well.
More dovers. I didn't see the siphonophore.
It was a quick cameo. Tom Leidig was saying we saw a black eel pout. Is that the guy that's in front of us now, Tom? Black eel pout?
That looks quite light coloured. Yes.
You can't see the nav if I stick that out there. Oh, geez.
They have quite large craniums. It makes them kind of cute.
I think it's stiff.
Another Dover.
Yeah, and oftentimes if the lights or the sounds of the ROV spooks a fish, because of the soft habitat that we're in, you'll see where they were spooked from. And all they leave is a trace of a sediment plume behind them. Thorny heads don't seem to be spooked by the ROV though. They're often just hanging out on the seafloor.
Yeah, it was quite fun. We were doing some testing with a drop camera, 360 camera, and looking at the effects of using kind of red lights versus the bright white strobes, and kind of coupled with using the sonar. And you could really tell like that some fish were just hanging out just beyond the reach of the light. This might be a hake gliding past here, a couple of them.
Okay, I was wondering what that fish was. We had come across one a little bit earlier. And hake make up a really large commercial fishery here on the West Coast.
Yep, that's confirmed by Tom.
So following up on the question about backscatter, I just checked in with Nicole. We haven't been provided any backscatter map for this region, and we don't have any available on the ship. So if that's something that your team has or is interested in us loading up for future dives, we're happy to do that.
Yeah, we don't. We have the bathy from another project within NOAA that I provided, but yeah, I guess that's why I was curious, is because I just am not as familiar with backscatter and how different surfaces and substrates on the bottom of the sea-floor might show up on something like backscatter. It's not super easy for me to interpret. So I was just curious if you guys had more.
Yeah, not for this site, unfortunately.
With backscatter and planing, yeah. Hake, thorny heads, eel pouts, new consistent species we've been seeing on this transect.
We've got about 60 meters left of the transect, gone 140.
Thanks.
This is a great speed and height off the bottom. Good job.
Yeah, this looks great.
There's another line. Or kelp. Hard to tell.
Yeah.
Looks
That's
like that curly line again.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, there's another
That's
one.
so interesting.
Or no, that one actually looks like kelp.
Kelp fish.
It does. It's awful long.
That kelp's under its own propulsion.
It could be line actually.
Is that same curlicue line?
No. But it was kind of wrapped up at the
Well,
bottom.
there's all kinds.
And there's another line.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Can you come all stop? Or wait. Are we in the transit? How
We're
far
in a transect. We got 50 meters left.
Okay.
ROV safety first.
Peeled.
Roger. Eyes peeled.
Yeah, ROV safety first. Please do what you need to do.
Yeah.
You good, Bob?
I'm looking around.
Okay.
I wish the visibility was better. But.
The skate.
Oh, we have a first skate. Very nice.
We've had enough fun with fishing line for this
For
trip.
for 1 month, yeah, or one expedition.
For a whole year. How about 2020?
Yeah.
Wait, stop,
Oh,
back up,
Bridge nav.
back up.
Tilt up.
Oh, I see it on the
Oh,
top
So
that's
far,
left.
okay.
four.
Say final
Yep.
4. All right. Oh, man.
Disregard
We're
bridge.
allowed to have PTSD from that fishing spot.
It's a big siphonophore, to be fair.
Oh, gosh. That stopped my breath for a minute.
It did. Oh my gosh, it did.
Look, rocks.
Doink. I found
There
it.
is another line there
On the ground, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
on the ground.
This is getting a little hairy here.
Yeah.
You want to stop, Bob?
Yeah.
Bridge nav.
Do you want to fly?
Yeah. Well,
Hold position.
yeah.
Sorry, Science. We'll drop target here. We're 40 meters off from finishing this.
Okay, let's record the
Yeah,
time
totally
for
fine.
the end of, we'll just stop this transect early.
Maybe come up so they can see all the, well, darn it.
Yeah, we
Come
can
up,
just
we're
end this
not gonna
transect
be able to
here,
see very
right?
good either.
Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect.
Okay, that appears to all be just laying on the bottom there.
We know appearances can be deceiving, though, huh?
Yeah.
That endpoint has been logged, and we can continue kind of in the same direction.
We're actually almost to AI, and how do we feel about turning up slope to kind of skip over AI and going to the next one, HIJ, so AJ.
Roger, we can do that. Let me zoom out on HiPAC here to make sure I understand.
And in terms of these lines, how best do we want to navigate them? Is coming across them horizontally potentially more dangerous than turning up the slope and going vertical? I mean, they're dangerous, period, but how do we feel about turning and going upslope versus coming across them perpendicularly?
Let's check in with Bob. How are you feeling about the slope, Bob?
Yeah. Okay. I would rather be going up slope than along slope anyway. So.
Yeah.
Roger.
Yeah, I say, let's just turn up.
Okay.
Great
So
decision.
do you want to go kind of a northeast heading then?
Yeah, we can kind of meander our way towards AJ. Most of these waypoints, like I said, are merely suggestion, and so as we make our way towards that point, and whichever pattern we would please, I'm fine with that. And again, following interesting C4 features, I think is what we're most interested in here.
Roger.
And I am interested in particularly kind of what's going on between AJ and AK. I think we'll probably encounter more rugose habitat between those two waypoints. So if we want to move more quickly towards AJ, unless we encounter something really interesting and we want to stop, I think moving a little bit more quick, well, if we're comfortable given how many lines that we've seen so far.
We probably want to leave it in that configuration, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Let's get a line here on the left,
Way more
Bob.
line.
Yeah, that's the one we came
Okay,
over, but
just making sure. Something shiny there too.
we want to stay where we can see the tether, so maybe this is better, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we want to stay where we can see it, or do we want to run away from it?
It's kind of better to see what's going on with it than to
yeah.
than they go,
yeah,
you know,
well,
blind on it.
The good news is, maybe it's good news, is that it's actually in the direct heading that we would be taking to get to AJ. So if this is a good heading for science, we can continue up this way.
As long as I can see the tether here and
And
the rope, then we're okay.
Looks like it splits. There's a line going off to the left and more going off to the right.
Okay, Science, are we okay heading, kind of following this line then? In the
Yeah,
direction of
absolutely.
Make little
Like I
steps
said.
though, don't go zipping along.
Roger, 30 meters?
Okay.
20 meters?
There's a big mass
Go
of something.
20, go 20.
Bridge nav?
Big pile of
20 meters, 015.
gear.
Oh gosh, year.
Big net.
It could be
Can we
feather
zoom in
boa.
on that, Al?
Yeah.
Big net.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's seaweed there.
Darn.
Oh, seaweed.
Seaweed.
Yeah, that's feather
Can you
boa,
zoom out?
luckily.
Zoom
for
out.
us.
Help.
Yeah.
Can you turn?
Yeah.
That's good news.
Okay, where are we doing?
015. So was the original heading along the line. Looks like it might have moved again. Or we might have moved again.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
015.
No, after that.
Oh, it was originally the heading that we were
Okay.
going up the line,
Okay.
but turned a bit.
So we've actually been seeing some kind of interesting fish species while the line drama was going on. We got Tom, who's chimed in, letting us know that we've been seeing some Nazumia grenadiers. The grenadiers are some of the most abundant deep sea fishes, also called rat tails. They kind of swim with an undulating motion. And we also saw another witch eel. Keep our eyes out open for more of
Yeah,
those.
that was cool. That was cool. I was reading up on grenadiers last night, and there are, I believe, some 12 species that occur in Southern California, a lot of them deeper than we are right now. But it was interesting to learn how many species of grenadier there are.
Another Dover and Bonnyhead.
Might be a little yellow encrusting sponge on the other side of that rock.
Want to zoom in now?
Oh, and we can also keep an eye out for brachiopods. If anyone's got an eye for identifying particular species of brachiopods, we have someone from the Santa Barbara Natural History Museum, Daniel, who's interested in collecting them. So definitely keeping an eye out for him.
Good to know. Yep, that looks like a little yellow patch of encrusting sponge.
Can you zoom out?
We have some reference images if anyone's also interested in taking a peek at those for the several species of brachiopod that he is looking for.
I've got them up here. I printed out a copy for reference in the back row.
Cool. Wonderful. He has a few that look quite different in his images.
I feel like we're just a touch deep for most of the brachiopods.
Okay, excellent. I'm glad someone knows more about these guys.
Usually they're more common around 200, 300, 400 meters.
Okay. I had seen something that looked brachiopod-like, and so that's what made me think of it.
Thank you.
Yeah, it would be interesting to know if the lines that we're seeing do have traps attached. Lobster, this would be older, but there's a lot of lobster fishing that happens around Anacapa Island. So if there was a gear lost from a storm unintentionally, it could definitely end up tumbling down the slope and ending up in this area.
What kind of fishing is allowed within the sanctuary, Lizzie?
So the sanctuaries don't restrict any type of fishing, at least not the Channel Islands National Marine Sanctuary, but we do have NPAs within Channel Islands that do have restrictions on the types of fishing. We have state marine reserves as well as federal NPAs, and some of them have slightly different regulations associated with each one, but we are on the backside of Anacapa Island right now, not located in any of the reserves, and so just within the sanctuary boundaries themselves outside of those reserves, we do not restrict any types of fishing, and generally sanctuaries encourages sustainable human use. We balance providing services for our stakeholders between aesthetics and wildlife viewing and fishing opportunities, recreational and commercial, but like I said, our ultimate goal is to balance encouraging human use and sustainable stewardship.
Thank you for that explanation.
Of course. But Anacapa is a popular area for lobster fishing, for traps, or even free diving and scuba diving. And so, yeah, I'm not surprised that we would see potentially some lost traps down here. But that would be much further, much more shallow, so it would take a storm to bring them down this far out and deep.
Right,
Oh,
We might have
sponge.
a
Lizzie is
Wow.
sponge.
Here we
Hey, that's
go.
cool.
That's gorgeous.
yay. Oh,
You want to stop for some close-ups?
Yes, please.
Bridge, Neff.
Looks like there's
And
a
we might
few
have
of
a
them.
fish in that sponge too.
Zoom in now.
yep. Very nice. Is that another witch eel
Oh, hagfish.
behind the
Yeah.
sponge?
Oh, hagfish.
Give us a peek. Oh, it's a hagfish. I thought it was going to be cuter,
Zoom
but
out
it's a
again.
hagfish. That's okay.
See what I'm
That was
doing.
a hagfish in the sponge.
Yeah, and the witch eel is to the left now, exiting.
And the witch
Yeah.
eel.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
we think this is a type of yellow Staurocalyptus, and it is on the collection list. I know, Lizzie, that we have one sample, or we collected one sample from Channel Islands during the express cruises. So if we see a few of these, it could be worth taking a sample.
I did see
Shall we
another
take
one
it
Yeah.
now?
up and to the right. So yeah, it's right at the very, very top right of the screen. So there's at least two of them.
Yeah, if we can pan to that
Oh, yeah.
quickly, I would say if there's any one in particular that already looks damaged, we should take that one. But if not, then it really looks like they're apparently abundant in this area. So feel free to sample whichever you see fit.
So you want to take a look around here?
Yeah, that sounds
I was
good.
just saying panning with the camera. But yeah, if Abby, it's up to Abby.
Sorry,
I
you
would say it
got
would
a
be
lot
fine
of
to
popping
collect
going
your.
on there.
I think she's saying just look with the camera, and if there were any
Okay.
that were damaged, we would go for those.
Can you zoom in now?
I can.
Oh, there's some smaller sponges that look like the same type.
I don't know.
Yeah, so it's up to Abby. It looks like they're abundant enough here
Yeah.
that it doesn't matter.